talk in the microphone a bit more. Okay, all right. Perfect. Then let's get started. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. This is our first live stream for 2023. I'm super excited about it. I'm again here with our lovely head of community, Alex. He prepared some stuff for us again. And yeah, Alex, what's the agenda? What do we want to talk about today?
Yes, obviously a short recap on 2022, and then I think we have a lot of questions regarding season 1, NFT merge, staking, and all of the stuff that should be here right now.
All right, sounds good. I'm ready to. Gonna be tough QA probably. What? I'm curious. Cool, but as you said, let's start maybe with 2022. I think that was a very interesting year. We released a big blog post. I think it was 17 pages or something when we did it about what we did last year. And it's always interesting to see people kind of underestimate how much work it goes throughout the year, and it's very nice overview of what we achieved, what we did, what we wanted to do, how we reacted to certain events, how we handled certain stuff. I think important was our Gallery Treasure launch, our OpenSea. That was very interesting period. Then we had a long period of time with the refactoring. That took a lot of time for the game, but it was super necessary. I think we had many discussions around it as well in last year's Q&As. But the good thing is it's done. We have a very good solid code base right now, and it's gonna make us or our lives much easier to add new stuff to it, and also play around with game design. That's what we want to try to do, for example, next season as well. I think the marketplace launch was due, and we managed to do it. The marketplace still needs a lot of love, but that is going to be the first state. As I said, we want to get everything into the game as well. Of course, the legal side of things is something we're actively working on with our legal team, but that's the goal. We're building the systems, we're building the infrastructure behind it, like marketplace, like merge, like the DAO, which is coming as well soon, to get everything ready. I think we did a lot of partnerships in last year. For example, with Chainlink, and that was one of the bigger ones. We used their VRF verifiable randomness in our merge contract, which is already working, which is already in QA and testing right now. I actually played around today already with it again. Probably see it on the blockchain Explorer. That is very exciting as well. And overall, 2022 was a very amazing learning experience, and we could kind of push towards what we want to achieve with different events, how to handle events, trying to how to handle economy, how to improve our pipelines. We got a lot of feedback from your side. We try to really use those feedback to make the game better, which we are really thankful. And also we move towards more and more features, and also going more towards making the game more appealing, and that's going to be also the next steps, what we are aiming for. We can maybe go through also our newest blog post. I think that's going to be interesting to talk about. Actually, let me get it here, because I'm looking at it, but actually it's wrong screen. Now that should work. Yeah. So let's talk about the roadmap maybe a bit. So we released our roadmap, I think, last week or the week before. I think this is super interesting. I think we're super excited for this year. It is worth mentioning that we're building for so long, and this is amazing to see that's going forward. And we have a lot of plans for that. We did push a lot of stuff also back. For example, a big big aspect of 2022 was a lot of projects releasing lands, right? That was like one of the very important aspect of 2022, but what we try to not do, because we really always try to having utility for what we want to release, and then we're still having this mentality. But let's talk about the upcoming month, I would say. NFT merch, that's something I know you're waiting for a long time. I think I already showed it in the last QA. So you guys know
like
that is there. Huh?
More than 2 months ago, so
Yeah, so we showed it.
give us some new info.
Sorry, Alex, what did you say?
Give us something we can grab. We can actually have.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, as I said, the idea was we wanted to release the merge during the season 1, right? That was the idea, make the season 1 more interesting. Unfortunately, we had to push it back because we want to make sure that the system works perfectly. And also, season 1 brought us some new challenges, as everyone knows, and we need to handle those more carefully. So we focus on that much more, even it didn't look like from the front in the back. The whole team was working very hard to make sure that this acceptable what we're trying to do. I think there's a lot of questions around into season 1 as well. I think the season 1 was very great experience on how to make sure that what we did wrong, what went well, and that was, as I said, it was the first season, so it was very interesting to see. But anyway, back to merge, and we're gonna go to season 1 as well. The merge is in testing. I want to make sure that it's working perfectly when we release it, because it's very sensitive feature, right? You don't want to, because we're gonna actually burn your NFTs if you do a merge, right? The contract is gonna do everything, and it is important that works perfectly. And also from the stat side and from the randomness, we want to make sure that it's actually random, because we learned from our mistakes, right? I remember last year we had like just chest opening and something went wrong there, and we learned why was the reason. I want to make sure that we take our time a bit longer than better late than being sorry. And you see that this trend also in a lot of Web3 companies, like people, it is very hard to ship products constantly, and what we're trying to do is just building. And my ethos is now for this year is want to really put quality to the front. Last year, what we did is we really went indie. So we were in the indie company, right? We went indie, we pushed out stuff, we got the feedback, we fixed afterwards, right? So it was very fast building iteration. This allowed us actually get a lot of feedback, which is very valuable for a lot of companies. A lot of companies really struggle to have these cycles, because they build a lot of stuff on their own. They go with building mode for 3 months, they release it, and then they find out, okay, the community doesn't like it at all. And we really didn't want to make this mistake. We did push a lot. So for this year, we want to really focus on quality and consistency. So we want to make sure that we are on a very good schedule. Also, with the iOS coming up soon, our update schedule is going to shift. We're going to go lower on update quantity, because we cannot push updates fast in the iOS ecosystem. Just Apple doesn't allow it to you. So that is the idea. So basically, the next big thing is merge. I don't want to say when, but it can be tomorrow, it can be also next week, we'll see. So this is in the latest testing phase. I think that's going to be very interesting to see, and maybe the timing is also great, because with the season 1 ending and the season 1 not going very surprises, it's a very good time to test the merge as well in the preseason afterwards, or at the end of the season where we kind of talk about it. After that, basically, I'm talking about Q1 right now. Staking and DAO, that is something we worked a lot. We have, and I want to emphasize on it that this is not a regular staking and regular DAO mechanic. It's very connected to each other. This is very custom made Protocol we've worked on for a long time. Extensive testing is going on right now. We're working on the front end and make the UX user experience a bit better, because it's still a bit complicated, since what we want to trying to do is really incentivizing the community to really actively help the project. So how it works is your staking rewards really tied to your activity. So we call it vote to earn, and I think that is super important to really. Our goal is really to reward the community members that really actively try to shape the project in a good way, and not just holding something and going AFK. Basically, that is like the idea. So that's going to be the next big thing coming up. Of course, iOS release, that's super exciting milestone. I know, like, when iOS is like the biggest question of 2022. I just, again, iOS and Apple is a bit difficult. They also changed their policy again, so we want to make sure we are not banning or something. And yeah, that is going to be very interesting, because we're gonna get an influx of new players just because iOS is just a new platform. And then you are, as I said in the roadmap, what we want to do is really focusing on the social aspect. So we're really focusing on the PvP side, but also we're going to PvE and collaborative side. So, for example, guilds are going to get a lot of updates to make sure that really make you guys be able to interact with each other, not only on the battlefield, but also in different other ways. So guilds is something also you guys really asked for a long time, and that's going to be our focus, the social aspect of the game. And one more bigger part is we want to make sure that the game is fun, right? So we're adding more gameplay features. So like skill system, talent system, and this is very helpful because this is gonna make the arena, make the gameplay much more fun. But also it allows us to really compete with the regular mobile games. The philosophy is still the same. We want to create a good game first, and that is like our goals for the next year. But I talked already too much. Maybe just go through all your questions now.
I think we could jump into some questions.
Yeah.
Because sure, you already answered some, like when staking will come, and tell us more about it. We have another question for staking. Can NFTs be staked?
The staking we coming out is for night, so it is not for NFTs, but we do have a NFT staking plan coming up.
He asked for Q3. So can the staked NFTs be equipped to a hero in game?
That's a very good question. So basically, the NFT staking is going to have a different utility, Dan. So you don't stake your NFT to a hero. It's more, maybe I don't want to say too much, but it maybe this. First of all, you don't know what NFT is going to be staked, right? So that's still a secret. But it's going to open new mechanics. So, for example, what we really trying to do is always thinking about is, okay, how can we make sure that the utility of the NFTs we have has a lot of angles? So if you look at, for example, a weapon can be used to get stronger. Soon you can be able to rent it away, so it's another NFT to maybe like some sort of income for you because it's just laying there. You can merge it, or you can sell it as a merge component, or sell it to someone who wants to get stronger. So that is the idea, to add more and more utility to NFTs, to make sure that they are, in my opinion, the biggest problem or biggest frustration can be. I mean, if you look at your MetaMask account, you probably have so many NFTs that you don't know what to do with it, right? You cannot do with it anything. There's no utility for it. It just looks pretty, maybe, right? And that's something we want to avoid. We want to make sure that we are as gaming NFT, I would say that there is a utility for that from gameplay perspective, but there's also opportunities from the Web3 and ownership perspective. So like marketplace, renting, etc. If the question was if the staked NFT can be equipped, probably not, because that's the idea, to giving the choice of, okay, are you using it or using the NFT for a hero, or are you using it for that different kind of feature? So it's you cannot do everything.
Yeah, okay. That's still far away. So let's talk about stuff that is right now. Some people say or ask if we can finally get more PvE content. It would be easy to get new adventure levels and even more underworld. We have underworld levels for a long time, and people that are not interested in PvP would like to have more PvE content.
Oh, that's a great question. No, absolutely. I think that's something in our on our list. We do have beautiful PvE features, and it's as I said last year, we really focused on refactoring and really focused on the code, which took a lot of time from us from developing new stuff or adding to the existing product line, I would say, or a feature line. And the answer is definitely yes. So that's the idea. We want to really go to both routes. So it is PvE and PvP, and we actually have like funny. It's funny because we, like, for example, on the map, we have at least 2 or 3 maps in the pipeline already ready technically, from the lore perspective, etc. So to add it to the map to get a longer, better campaign. What we also want to try more is experimenting with the core gameplay. For example, bigger battlefield, more heroes in the battleground, maybe a roguelike feature for the game. So having the core game, so it's the turn-based strategy battles, and add more stuff to it. And what we're aiming to do is we're trying to use these as experimental in the PvE events, for example, or PvE features, and then bring them maybe also to the PvP, for example, a new mode which you can use 4 heroes instead of 3, or bigger map or different maps. So the answer is definitely yes. We definitely want to add more to the PvE feature line.
That's good. For the merge, is the merge only planned for on-chain? For on-chain?
Yes. The merge is definitely its on-chain product. So it's our custom-made smart contract. For now, it's going to be on-chain. We are looking into different solutions to kind of to take care of the on-chain part for you, while you are just off-chain. But right now is definitely on-chain product, using the Night token as utility for that transaction.
Okay. This will bring us to the next question. Merged items will give more VIP than the 3 ingredients. The merged item +1 Gamma's Deep Blade will give more VIP points than 3 basic NFTs as the ingredients.
Yes. So basically, you're using three NFTs to merge. You're burning 2, and you're changing, or you're creating a new one out of the one you choose. So you basically choose a main NFT. So you choose a main NFT, and that main NFT is your focus that you want to like kind of improve, and you add like components that you use to improve that. So basically you need 3 NFTs to create a new generation of NFT.
Yes, and the question is, this NFT will give more VIP points than the 3 ingredients, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So
Okay.
we want to make sure that the merging is not in any way that you don't get punished for that. So if you, for example, if you have 3 NFTs in your wallet, you have this amount of VIP. We want to make sure that if you have that VIP, NFT level 1 or 2, whatever, we know that to create that, technically you needed this amount of NFTs. So we want to we definitely making sure that you get the same amount of VIP, so you can feel free to push towards the merging as you please.
Okay, that brings us to the next question. Night token that are staked, would they do, or would they bring more VIP points in the game, or do they give VIP points at any point, or is it gone, the VIP points? I mean,
You mean when the staking comes out, if you stake the night, if those stake nights,
yes.
oh, absolutely. If you're actually gonna most likely move to only stake nights, are going to give VIP points.
Oh, okay.
Because I think
That's heavy.
that's the important aspect, right?
And it will still be the 1-to-1 ratio.
That we are still thinking, right? Or we have a higher ratio if it's staked. So we want to make sure that because staking is a very important pillar of the economy, because that way you can also vote for the proposal, and we want to make sure that people usually who wants their VIP points to be high, they're usually very active to the game. I want those people also really vote and really help us to shape the game as we move towards more a DAO system. So that's why we're going to definitely incentivize the staking in game. In what ratio, or is it only staking and not wallet NFT anymore, tokens anymore, that is not decided yet. We probably maybe it's a good idea to decide through the DAO, right? So we have a lot of decisions we want to make, but I think these are such interesting and important decisions that I'm also waiting for the release of the DAO, and we just do it together. Like a proposal can be reduce the VIP amount of in-wallet, what's called in-wallet night to this amount. So basically what we're trying to do, or what we're aiming to do, is we want to make sure that the proposals can come from us. So at the start, all the proposals come through us, but we are listening to the Discord, and you can like send your proposals, and if something very interesting, we add it to the proposal, because each proposal has its value. So if you have a very important decision, of course we put it through DAO, and this important decision gonna have a lot of incentive night attached to it. So if you vote, you get rewarded a lot because it's a very important decision. In another way, maybe the decision is not that important, so it's less of night rewards, but it's always rewarded in a sense. So what the DAO is going to be, we're going to post proposals, and we're going to also very transparently say, okay, this is the proposal. This is going to be, we hope this kind of effect to the economy or to the game or to the whatever. These are the challenges, and these are the risks of this proposal, and why we think it's important that we have it. And then the community going to decide, basically. So we come up with the data, we come up with our ambitions, we explain it in detail why we think it is a good idea or not, and then we let the community decide. And for example, this night VIP points is a very good, interesting decision we can have as a DAO. we can say, okay, let's have the night token, only night token staked as a VIP, and then we say, okay, why we want to do that? What's the benefit of the whole ecosystem? Getting night, for example, out of circulation is always a good thing. And then the risks are, for example, less players are incentivized to play if they stake their nights, or they're less incentivized to use the marketplace because their night is locked, or whatever it is. Just an example.
Directly question, will voters be rewarded or only proposal creators?
Proposal creators, that's different. We can have a rewarding system for that, but for now we are the proposal creators. Only the voters get rewarded. And we have a loyalty system. So basically, we incentivize you to stake for longer. So the longer you stake, and there's a cap to it, like 10 days max. So first of all, it's never locked. So we decided really against it to have a minimum lock. So you have always control and custody. Not custody is the wrong word, but you always have the control and the decision, open decision to take it out or not. So it's never locked, but we reward, for example, the stake time, because we want to ensure that, for example, someone can just lend a lot of. That's something actually was a big, big DeFi DAO hack, not DAO hack, but DAO misdesign. There was a DAO that they had like a proposal, an on-chain proposal system, and this guy proposed that he wants all the treasury to his own wallet, and then he lent a lot of tokens on the exchange for a moment to just vote for it. So lend a lot, he votes that he should get the tokens, and he gets just the tokens, and the treasury is empty. So we want to make sure that so this was a very extreme example, but we want to make sure that people who stake, they are here for a longer term, and not just, okay, the new proposals come out, I lent a night, propose, get my night, I'm out. So that is the idea. But again, there's no locking, there's no we take the decentralized part very seriously. So you do stake it in a contract, but you can always take it out anytime, any way you want.
That sounds really liberating. Let's see. We have important questions right before that. How do we want to attract new players and keep the old one?
Oh, that's a good question. So, but I think as we move on, we want to make sure we have a live game. So the dynamic game, we add more stuff to it every time. We sit with the team already this month. Start of the month, we prepared the whole year plan. We want to make sure also to incentivize the old user or recurring users more and more through community events, community challenges, tournaments, etc. To attract new people, we are working on a marketing plan. We are going to probably approach a lot of guilds, because that's a very good option. And we actually start with traditional marketing methods like media buy, etc.
Okay. Then I will post 5 transfer potions as codes. I think 1 in tavern, 4 or 3 in chat, and maybe I will just speak 1 more, so you're not able to just copy paste the last one.
Oh, that's good. That's a good idea, actually.
In the next minutes. Can virtual items become NFTs by reaching a higher level, and what would that be?
Can virtual items become NFTs by reaching a high level, and what would that be? This is something we're not planning. So we have this separation very it's very wanted, because I want to make sure that the onboarding experience is smooth, right? You can start and you can earn the virtual currency. You can compete with people with NFTs in arena, etc. And of course, it was also a way to kind of control the economy, to not flood it with NFT, because we know scarcity is very important. For example, let's look at NBA Top Shot, right? Amazing game, amazing project. I mean, not game, sorry, amazing project. Very well done from user experience, from the IP they can gather. Like NBA is amazing IP to work with. But they basically just publish a lot of booster packs, right? Which is okay, which is pretty normal for a lot of games. I mean, from Panini stickers and collecting, but if you want to make sure that your NFTs and just NFTs people gather with work or with money, there are of course two ways, right? The marketplace to get something, right? It's as valuable as possible. So instead of making everything NFTs and devalue the whole economy, we created these virtual items. It's one for onboarding, perfect. Second, helps you to understand the game more, and also get going for the next steps. Like, okay, I got a virtual item. I would like to have an NFT now. And the cool thing is you still can have NFTs in game. So we do the lazy mint kind of thing, and you don't even need to transfer it to your wallet. You can continue playing. Then we have this transfer portion as a gate, because that is something very important to us, and we wanted to make sure that this is there, because the NFT themselves, it was not, the utility for us was not enough yet. As I said before, we want to make sure the NFTs have most utility as possible, and we had the in-game utility, we had the VIP utility, but it was not enough still. Now with merge coming out, that is like where the fun really starts. That's how the economy gonna evolve. That's how we're gonna see also maybe actively, reactively see what needs to be done, because we're now taking away NFTs out of the circulation, and that's where our expansion model gonna kick in as well, right? Because the more people play, the less the zero generation is gonna exist. And then more valuable are going to be your NFTs. So imagine the booster packs. We don't release booster pack. If you release one booster pack, it can also go away. So we make sure that the quantity goes down and down. Because we are a live game, we're gonna release stuff. So we have, for example, a lot of heroes in the pipeline, right? And these heroes also need NFTs. So from the economy perspective, that makes sense for us. So we want to push more and more slowly from virtual items to NFTs and NFTs basically, because now after the merge, there's an actual utility for them, and it doesn't really dilute the economy that much, because technically they can be merged and they can be create something, and they're gonna go away. So there's this deflationary mechanic in the economy, which is gonna help with the rarity and scarcity of the NFTs. So the answer, or the short answer, is going to be there's no real plan for virtual items to transfer to NFTs. That's not the plan right now.
Okay, really long answer for.
That was too long, huh?
Question.
Yeah.
So I will write him because he said he can't speak fluently English. So you mentioned we will get new heroes. Can we have a sneak peek or anything?
Oh, we do have a lot in pipeline. I don't know how much can I show. So I can say the next one is a cool one. His name is, if I'm not mistaken, Damatrus, I think. Damatrus was it. A very powerful one, very interesting. It's gonna bring the mechanic, kind of make the battlefield very interesting, because it allows you a bit of melee and range mix, which we didn't have yet, really. Let me see if I can show something. Okay, I don't know, can we show it? But yeah, let me drive. And the weapon is going to be maybe a longer, how it's called, a tool which is pretty long. I don't want to. Maybe I can show it though. Let me see. Do you think that's enough alpha, or do you think it's too early?
I actually don't see anything.
I'm not showing it. That's why.
Okay.
Okay, we can show maybe quickly the next hero, basically. The next hero is going to be
next hero.
Who knows which one comes first, right? So this is one of the heroes, which coming up. So there's going to be a Spartan hero. His lore is pretty cool. That's going to be very soon, basically, before the next season, in the preseason actually already. And again, we want to really step up our game with the hero release, because that's something very important to us right now, and also allow more strategic advantages in the game. Also, make their seasons also a bit more. So we want to make sure that each season is feeling a bit different than the last one.
Okay, I think everyone has seen the Spartan now. So for the next transfer potion, just go into your redeem code and type. I will start A I C I B 7 N T M. So let's see if anyone can get it. Write in chat if you did. So I know it's used. Or anyone will look the replay and get it then. 4 done. 1 more to go in the YouTube chat. So if the code does not exist, that means someone else was faster redeeming it. Someone asked for new battle music.
A new one?
Yeah, new battle music. He said it's getting old.
We are aiming to add more and more stuff to the game. So, for example, the frames are new, emotes are new. We're also thinking about, for example, loading screen, music. So there's something in our mind. We don't want to just throw some music into it. It needs to make sense. But there's definitely something in our mind.
Cool. When we will have guild tournaments, guild leaderboards, guild boss, and what is the plan for these important things?
That's a very good question, and it's a very exciting question as well. First of all, what we're really trying to achieve first with the guild version 2, I would say, we want to make sure that all the necessary tools and features are there. So searching for a guild, finding a guild, seeing your guild members, chatting with them, etc. That is the first phase. Then we have the second phase that we were gonna try to make sure that the guilds are something important in the game. So, and working together is always a plus. So adding, for example, one concept is guild stash. So you can donate resources to the guild to get better guild level, and then participate in different type of rewarding system based on your guild leaderboard. Or we're also looking for battles where you can go as guild against, for example, maybe another boss, another world boss, etc. And then at the last phase, we're gonna looking forward to create experiences that guilds versus guild is going to be a thing. So there's going to be asynchronous guild versus guild anyway. That's in the plan. So for example, the best guild who damages this person or wins, or the guild with the most merges guilds. Right, this kind of asynchronous battle is going to be at the first phase, and the second phase we want to make sure that there is actual battle between the guilds. So is it maybe a tournament, entering it, or guild versus guild? So you need to send two troops against each other, or two teams against each other, or cooperative battle. So 3 versus 3, 2 versus 2. So these are everything we have in mind. But first, expect traditional features for the guild. So the stuff you need first to run a guild system, and then we're going to add more features to it. As I said, the social aspect of the game is super important to us, and I think that's also how digital ownership and NFTs come in the best way in a social environment.
Okay. Yeah, the faster the better, but never slack with quality. Some crypto influencers are talking about the MiCA regulation as being a boogeyman. What is your opinion about the MiCA?
The MiCA regulation?
Yeah,
let me
that's
read the chat. How do
you stretch?
Maybe I don't know it by name. Let me check if I. Is it in the chat? Is it like MiCA? CH or?
MICA.
Oh, marketing crypto assets. Yeah. This is something our legal team is dealing with. So, fortunately, we have a very good legal team, and they help us with our before we've launched something, before we think about something, we consult with them. So I don't want to say anything wrong in that direction. But I mean, European Union is also very interesting right now in the crypto regulations, to be honest. Like I think basically I think right now the Asian market is very interesting because they're doing a lot of stuff good. They know, okay, this can be something that we can take control over. So for example, everything come from the Western country. There's not for the Asian market. If you are like the market leader in a complete new technology, it's a super interesting position to be. And I feel like especially in NFT gaming, and looking what, for example, Animoca is doing, and all the investments happening in the Asian market, that they are really trying to also work with the government and the regulations to make sure that the new wave of gaming is possible. So that is a very interesting thing to observe right now, in my opinion. But I don't have any. I don't want to say anything about that part, to be honest, because I don't know how much I can say or how much I don't.
Okay. You mentioned Animoca. That reminded me of one of the first questions. What if Animoca comes to Forest Night and offers to buy it? Would you take it?
Animoca comes to Forest Night and to buy it?
Yes. If
you mean
someone like Animoca comes to Forest Night and offers to buy it.
Like acquisition of the company. I mean, at this stage, for sure not. I'm not looking into selling anything, to be honest. Like we are having fun. We have a big ambition. If you look at our 2033 roadmap, we also talked about the ecosystem, creating a sort of ecosystem, and that's something we are really bullish on. We didn't talk about it at all, and we're not gonna talk about it for a while, but I'm having fun what we're doing. So
sounds good. I think we ran out of questions.
Really? I thought it's harder question.
Oh no! Do you have dedicated people to work on small improvements and minor additions, or just the developers focus on the major functionalities?
dedicated teams to small features.
Yes.
I mean, we are very very tight team, right? So we're getting a new developer also soon, which helps us a bit more time to working on these small stuff. But we're planning a improvement cycle very soon after the next event to really work on exactly what you mean, like these small stuff that is needed to be done. Like one of the biggest problems, for example, is, in my opinion, what we need to improve on is communicating better with the player of what is happening in the game. For example, notifying you achieve something, showing them the right things at the right time. For example, our UI UX needs a bit of improvement. For example, a good example of that UI is, for example, battle UI, right? In the battlefield, you need to make sure that you have all the information you need at the like easy accessible. For example, okay, I know exactly how much his hero's health is. I know exactly how much my attack damage is, so I know, okay, if I attack him, he's gonna die, right? So these information is super important, and we need to make sure that you get it. So these are like improvements of existing features, and that's actually a big cycle we are planning very soon after the next event. So that's how it works. So we basically work on in cycles, in sprints.
We have a lot of old FT, fungible token items in game. We always got told they have a plan, or you have a plan for them. What is the plan?
I mean, the NFTs are very interesting. I mean, also regarding our NFTs on Engine, is, I mean, they were like kind of demirrored on that. We kind of moved to Polygon and did all this stuff on Polygon. We still very very close with Engine and seeing what they are doing. From technical perspective, it was planned to put on JumpNet. It was not, and now we have a very different plans. So I don't want to like pull any trigger before we know exactly what we want to do. We know that they are still there, and we know that we want to do something with them, but without having more information on, for example, the Affinity platform, Engine platform, what is going to be, doesn't make sense for us or not, because it's still in development. The team on their side is working very hard on the stuff. It's very hard to say anything because it's you kind of dependent on their timeline in that sense, if you want to make sure that everything goes smooth. Of course, you can pull the trigger and bring everything on Polygon, but that's not what we want to do. We are still very good connection with them, and we want to make sure that everyone is happy in that sense. So it's very hard to say. I understand that it's maybe frustrating for a lot of people that having those in their account, but also ask for some sort of understanding that our timeline is a bit less flexible because for that specific stuff, because it's tied to a different company's timeline. What we can only control is our side of stuff, and what we are pushing towards and pushing to innovate and building on this side.
What about a referral program to bring new players and reward the current?
Absolutely. This is something we are thinking about. This is something we are working on internally to execute. We executed, for example, the Paladin program, the Ambassador program. We're going to improve on that as well more and more, but it's already very good thing. And then I think with the affiliate program, we're going to hopefully work on and hopefully release as well. We are going to have a very good tools for the community to be able to help the project and really benefit from the projects, because basically in my opinion, the traditional gaming studios, gaming industry is like, okay, we take money, we take marketing budget, and we give it to Facebook and Instagram and get players. And play and earn and play and earn. The value of the earn part needs to come from somewhere, and I truly believe that because of the digital ownership, because of the stake players or users can have, the future is going to be that you deploy this marketing effort to your own community. This is something I think it's very interesting. We talk about with a lot of founders. I think that's very interesting takes there. But we're definitely looking forward to have such feature that lets you guys also participate in everything. And referral is a very, very primitive, a simple one. For example, a better one, what we're thinking about as well is create a code, right? What Fortnite did for in a very successful way. I think Supercell has it as well. I think Axie has it as well. So there's many ways to do type of referral code, referral bonus or referral system based on what type of user you are. Maybe you are an influencer, you are just a player, maybe you are a techie. So we definitely have that in our mind.
Are there any solutions for in-game purchases for those who have such an opportunity blocked?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and it's I feel always sorry to see that, because we're still very dependent on the app stores, right? On the Google Play App Store, and we want to make sure that we are staying compliant with their rules, right? And some countries are just blocked, and there's, like, for example, a lot of rules that we're not allowed to let you guys, for example, if you want to buy something, you cannot just send Alex money through his bank account and he can execute something on the game, or send me money. That doesn't work. You need to use a purchase provider, payment provider, or your bank. We rather even we are looking for utilizing the marketplace a bit more in a not secondary manner, but direct purchases. So directly buying the new skins there, and then it goes to the secondary market afterwards. So everyone can purchase, everyone can participate. But I need to say the App Store thing is just we just need to stay compliant with them. So that's the unfortunate part. But we try to make sure that if someone is not able to purchase, we make sure to just get it in a different way. I think Alex, for example, is very absolutely helpful there. He really managed these stuff, really fighting. Alex is really fighting for you guys in internal discussions. He's like, hey, how can we make sure that this guy can participate? Making sure that the people from this country can participate. So shout out to Alex for really pushing these stuff, and we are really thinking about it internally.
Okay, I think we have done 1 hour now. Unless, we can have one more question about the law, since it's more than one guy. Lore side can be expanded, and you just said the Spartan guy has a really beautiful lore. When will that be published?
That's a very good question. So we want to. Last year we didn't do much with lore, but we were building and creating lore internally. We want to make sure, first of all, that the lore is mirrored or is shown in the game. So it's not a blog post only, but you can see it in the game, and you're incentivized to read it and really get to know your heroes more, as we also add more and more features to the heroes. For example, this more abilities for each hero. We are adding the talent system. So it's the bond between you and the heroes are going to be much, much deeper. And we want to also deepen that with lore. So we are looking forward to first of all, we're redoing our website very soon. So we're going to have a lore section over there. So everyone who is interested can always read the stuff. And we're also releasing the lore more and more as we, for example, release a new hero in a certain way. and also as our daily content that we have a lot of stories around it, so building content around it, maybe some sort of storytelling in that direction. Because as I said, I think I said in the blog post as well, for what we are aiming for, we're really aiming for to create an IP and really explore the interconnectivity between games that we can build on, or other game studios and other project can build on. And for that, we need a solid IP to be able to use as fundamental. So that's something definitely this year you're going to see a lot of more lore, if that's something you want to see.
Okay.
Do you have anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Cool. Did you post all the gems, all the codes? Sorry.
Yes, I posted all the codes. All 5 codes are out, and the food code is still available. So
cool.
If you need some food, Q&A January. Q&A Jan. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it for today, right?
Yeah, I think that's it. Did we forget anything? I mean, maybe quickly about season 1. Actually, we didn't touch on it.
Yeah, actually, no one asked.
But let me also just say something.
Really, no one asked. We had like 25, 30 people in here, and no one asked about season 1. No one asked about the rewards. It seems like our players are much more understanding live than in our Discord.
Definitely.
Said,
yeah.
Many discussions about the arena matchmaking, etc. But it's common sense that things will get better once more players become active. So the question there was, what are the plans to attract new players? And we said, iOS, a lot of marketing that will come. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I want to just touch on it as well. Like, we understand we're really close to the community. We're reading what you're saying. We understand. We're looking at the data, and we're really trying to improve. And I think it's getting better. And I think it was visible as we added a lot of new additions to the matchmaking. For example, try to understand. Okay, how can we make sure that the matchmaking is fair as possible? We're trying stuff, we're experimenting stuff. I have to say, it was a bit of unfortunate, or it was, the season 1 was definitely not how we expected it to go, but it was good that happened, that we know what went wrong, and we really worked on it for the season 2. And that's why for the reward distribution, we're gonna announce hopefully soon. We want to make sure that, because the competitive nature of the season was not there really, because there were a lot of problems for people climbing. There were some sort of issues with them. Sometimes they got not enough trophies. It was not fair. So so expect a very broader distribution, so everyone really gets. We're gonna probably use it season 1 as a test season. We're still gonna distribute some amount of the reward pool, but a more broader distribution. So everyone is rewarded, and then we kick off season 2 hopefully with a more competitive matchmaking and environment in that sense. So I just wanted to give it out.
Actually, Fabricio asked, what about the season 1 prices? How will them be distributed?
Perfect.
So you said broader.
So we don't want to make sure that the number 1 player gets everything. We do want to make sure that the number 1 player gets rewarded for their skill and for their activity. But for this one, we want to make sure that because a lot of stuff went wrong, and because the competitive nature of the game was not there because of some sort of problems.
That's kind of true, yeah.
Yeah, so we want to make sure that it is much broader, so everyone who participated, because you participated and you found these issues, it really helped us to improve on it. So we want to make sure that everyone gets something, Of course, the top players get a bit more than the lower players. We still have this difference, but be assured that not only top 3 people get something. That's not what we are aiming for. And it's also for timing is very good. So you can use it for stake. You can use it also for merge. So yeah, that's all I can say about it. I hope that makes sense, and I hope the community understands.
Oh, just click on dropped in and ask why we use trophy number to compete. If we have a MMR system, could we determine top players by MMR points instead of the trophy numbers?
Let's say it's a very good question. Basically, our biggest challenge in our game is, so we have the trophy system, we have the MMR system, but we also have the fact of digital ownership. So basically, there is going to be a level 8 account that can have very good items and can beat other level 12 accounts, right? So we need to really have the very layered matchmaking system to really look at these data points and to make sure the matchmaking you can find a very good opponent for it. Of course, the player base is still small, so we stretch the what is called the tolerance after a while. So the matchmaking doesn't get any sometimes is a bit less optimal, but that is the reason. So it is not that easy to just go with trophies. It's very prone to smurfs, basically, I would say, in that sense. Like that would be one problem. So we need to have this layered solution of, okay, look at this data point, look at this data point, look at this data point. This is the overall situation of this player, from skill, from the equipment, from trophies. Let's find him a player or her a player that matches his data points, if that makes sense.
Yes. Actually, that's true. Level 8 could have a really high MMR, but still don't match you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I think that's now 1 hour.
All right, cool. I think it's more than 1 hour. Thank you very much for being here. Really appreciate it. We're super thankful for your support, all the input you give. It's very fun. Like, I mean, New Year's starting, we have a big ambitions. The team is motivated, and we really want to push towards what we are aiming for. So stick to us. Stick around. See you in the next live Q&A. And I'm excited about the features we're gonna ship.
Yes. See ya, guys.